Frooglesim videos are powered by Jetline Systems.
Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Sunday, June the 3rd. First up, DCS Hornet and the Persian Gulf map have now been released into early access. Previewed both of these things a while ago, and as many of you saw, I did a fairly big video as well on the Hornet. The Persian Gulf map covers 200,000 square kilometers of highly detailed terrain, includes 13 accurately created air bases in Iran, the UAE, and Oman, and includes detailed cities such as Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and Bandar Abbas, each with unique buildings. Autogen is used throughout the map to populate it with unique trees, bushes, grass, and other vegetation using SpeedTree unique to that region of the world. Now, in terms of the Hornet features a professional flight model and authentic flight control system. It also ships with a new and highly detailed USS John C. Stennis aircraft carrier. The simulation itself is a detailed simulation of the Hornet's many subsystems, or it will be when it's finished. Right now in early access, some of these subsystems are missing, including fuel, electrical, hydraulic, radios, lighting, emergency, and many more. It also includes dozens of air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons and sensors, and again, that's really where the missing stuff comes in. In early access right now, some of these are not currently modeled. They will be very soon. The DCS Hornet also features a highly realistic 3D model inside and out, as well as an authentic sound set provided with the assistance of Boeing themselves, which is very, very cool. The Persian Gulf map is available in early access right now for $49.99, while the DCS FA-18 Hornet is available again in early access right now for $79.99. More information at the 2digitalcombatsimulator.com links in the show notes below. Next up, FS Labs and their somewhat sneaky behavior is back in the news once again. Now, I'm going to record this a little bit differently and slot it in. I'm recording this basically doing a screen capture like I would for recording a flight sim. A few days ago on the Reddit Flight Sim subreddit, somebody asked a question that FS Labs installer is apparently putting two files called commandhost.exe into their Windows System 32 and in Windows syswow64 directories. Now, these are directories that typically hold files that are part of Windows itself. They are not directories where any installer should ever realistically ever put anything, let alone something with a strange name like commandhost.exe. So obviously this raised a lot of questions in the community, like, are FS Labs up to their old tricks of installing malware on PCs? FS Labs responded here on Facebook saying, no, this is not malware. This is simply a part of their eCellerate infrastructure, which communicates between the eCellerate server and their own product activation interface. It is apparently designed to reduce the number of product activation issues people were having after the FSX release. So all sounds good from the FS Labs viewpoint, although it is a little bit odd that they would give a file a name like commandhost.exe and then hide it away in the same place that most viruses would try to drop stuff. Now, naturally, Reddit exploded with various people accusing FS Labs of being once again quite untrustworthy. Now, as a result of this, a chap going by the name of Simon Kelsey, who apparently is the marketing and PR manager for Flight Sim Labs, wrote an email to the moderators of the Flight Sim subreddit on Reddit, telling them, or threatening them, I should say, with legal action. In fact, threatening them with legal action if any suggestion that now I've got to move my cursor here, that any suggestion that their even future products pose any threat to users would be libelous and therefore subject to legal action. Simon here in his first email asked the moderators, or not asked, told them to take immediate action to remove these and any future libelous comments, or he will have no option but to pass the matter on to FS Labs' legal team. I would remind all concerned the burden of proof in a libel case rests with the defendant. Not entirely sure that's true in America, but okay. So that was his first email. Naturally, the Flight Sim subreddit moderators responded with a big no. So Simon sent another email. Command host file in question is an entirely above board part of our anti-piracy protection, has been submitted to numerous antivirus providers in order to verify that it poses no threat. Therefore, any, in capital, suggestion that our future products pose any threat to users is absolutely false and libelous. Once again, I'm not sure how what they're doing with commandhost.exe today has any bearing on what they're going to do tomorrow. But anyway, he then goes on to say, I would hate for lawyers to have to get involved in this, and I trust you take appropriate steps to ensure that no such libels are posted. So, once again, threatening Reddit. the Reddit moderators decided to take to Reddit and post the entire exchange between themselves and Flight Sim Labs in an open letter to Flight Sim Labs that I will link in the show notes below, pointing out why they are not going to remove comments on the Flight Sim subreddit, why they are not in contravention of any laws or legal issues, and basically getting it all out in the open as to exactly what's going on. Simon Kelsey also posted in that thread a long rambling missive, again imploring the moderators to take action and remove comments that are in any way, in his view, libelous, and also imploring the community to like them. Turns out as well that Simon Kelsey has also been sending letters to other places around the internet, most notably FS Elite, popular news flight sim website, and demanding there that FS Elite hand over personal information of anybody posting comments on their threads or on their news stories, in any way making anything that might be some way slanderous or libelous towards FS Labs. So they wanted FS Elite to hand over private information about people commenting on their website, which FS Elite obviously said no to. FS Elite were allegedly then apparently asked to support the developer in the fight against Reddit, which FS Elite say that they declined, of course, without hesitation. Now, interestingly enough, another thing that came out of this is that Simon Kelsey, FS Labs PR and marketing manager, is also an AvSim reporter and a member of BA Virtual. Now, somebody posted into Reddit a screenshot of a post he made, again talking about the command host.exe scandal on AvSim, where his signature clearly lists him as an AvSim reporter. And as somebody pointed out on Reddit, there's a certain irony here of a, in quotes, reporter threatening libel on news sites that are reporting what's going on. In summary, though, it looks like at this point in time, command host.exe is not a risk to anybody's flight simulator, although it is incredibly suspect and somewhat dubious to see a company like Flight Sim Labs disguising a file with a name like command host.exe and injecting it into Windows system directories. Stay tuned. If anything more comes out of this, I'll be sure to report on it. Next up, Alabeo's C421, the Golden Eagle, has been released. Alabeo's C421 Golden Eagle for FSX and Prepared is now available. It features the Alabeo GNS 530 GPS and models a cold and dark start option and includes material shines and reflections, including gauge reflections, volumetric side view prop effect, and accurate knob click sounds within the cockpit, as well as details like window scratches and blade shines, and of course the usual Alabeo extremely high quality 3D model and textures. As always with Alabeo and Coronado aircraft, it ships with the usual array of PDF documents covering normals and non-normals, as well as performance tables and reference checklists. Alabeo's C421 Golden Eagle is available right now for all versions of FSX and Prepared's version 3 and 4 for $34.95. Now, sticking with Alabeo, but moving over to X-Plane and the release of Alabeo's C207 Skywagon. Alabeo's C207 Skywagon for X-Plane 11 is available right now. It features custom sounds using Fmod, PBR material shines and reflections on the 3D model, and of course a highly accurate and detailed 3D model as well. Also features accurately reproduced flight characteristics and is apparently end-user configurable, albeit by editing a file. The Skywagon has also been optimized for frame rates. Alabeo's C207 Skywagon is available right now for X-Plane 11 at $29.95. More information at the alabeo.com, links in the show notes below. Sticking with X-Plane, and UK 2000's next scenery is Edinburgh and has now been released. The video you're watching is from R1 Aviation. It is linked in the show notes below. Do click on it, take a look, and give the guy a few hundred likes and subscribes. UK 2000's Edinburgh features custom lighting effects and halo effects, custom taxiways around the airport so you can see the stand you're actually selecting in the UI with an X-Plane, full ground routes for AI, notably World Traffic 3, physical-based rendering, specular lighting, and auto-gate safe dock and jetways, and sloped runways. It also includes many of the features from the original FSX and Prepared versions, such as fully detailed buildings, realistic ground markings, high-res ground textures, excellent frame rates, and so on and so on. UK 2000's Edinburgh for X-Plane 11 is available right now for £16.99. More information at the UK2000scenery.com link in the show notes below. Now, final story this week is again X-Plane news and the release of Turbulent Design's MBS International for X-Plane. Covered MBS International quite some time ago for FSX and Prepared. It is now available for X-Plane, and Turbulent Designs are claiming it is their most feature-rich and detailed airport product so far. The airport itself is located 100 nautical miles northwest of Detroit and approximately 200 nautical miles from Toronto and Chicago. It features an 8,000-foot primary runway, as well as a 6,000-foot secondary runway, and an isolated disused World War II runway. The scenery features fully modeled passenger terminal interiors. Now, these are not just for you to wander around and explore from the inside, but you can also clearly see those interiors while you're in the cockpit parked at the gate. It features accurate jetways, highly detailed hangar as well on the corporate jet apron that you can actually select to start inside or end up inside as well. Also features custom developed high definition service vehicles. Countless real world photographic images were used to come up with the high definition textures used on the runways, taxiways and apron surfaces, and it also includes accurate modeling of the surrounding area, including farms, grain silos, water towers, wind generators and much, much more. Turbulent Design's MBS International Airport is available right now for X-Plane 11 and will cost you £19.99 excluding VAT. You can find more information at the turbulentdesigns.co.uk link in the show notes below. That's it for this week's news show. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. As always, if I did miss something, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'll take a look and see whether I should include it in next week's show. Until then, though, my name is Frugal. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon.